welcome along to Transfer Talk.
But the news we have tonight is that Manchester United are ready. And in the last 12 hours, we can confirm that Michael Carrick made an important progress. The understanding is that the meeting between Manchester United management was very, very positive. In terms of ideas, in terms of tactics, in terms of communication, in terms of intention, the feeling was very good during the meeting between Manchester United. We wait for an official decision, but as of tonight, we can say that over the weekend, Manchester United made important progress in conversations with... On Manchester United, guys, contacts continue for Carlos Baleba. Today, Man United spoke again to the agents of the player. They are prepared to try understand how much Brighton want. So this week, I expect Manchester United to try understand the situation directly with Brighton, and let's see what's going to happen there. But maintain the contacts.
Good morning and welcome along to Good Morning Transfers. Jack, Manchester United have to sell if they are to bring in new players. Will Ruben midfielder before the end of the window? And could that man be Carlos Baleba? And Mark Gay is a man in demand. Chris Stish admits they may be forced to sell the defender. Well, good morning to all you guys at home. Good morning to James Green and to the friendly midfielder who is on debut, Jeff Hendrick. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Excited to get going.
Well, we're excited to hear your views, mate. We're going to get Jeff's thoughts on Newcastle, on Grealish, on loads of other things. First, though, let's get to Everton. Is at Everton's training ground for us. Good morning to you once again, Vinny. So how close is this move to being announced then?
Yeah, it is very close. I think we're expecting an announcement to come today because Jack Grealish yesterday afternoon with Everton. He was also spending some time up at the training ground after undergoing the scans away at a local hospital as well. And we're expecting him back here at some point this morning as well. And then probably you would expect at least the announcement to follow not too long after that. And that's all ahead of completing what will be a season-long loan deal move from Manchester at the end of that for £50 million as well. And it's a deal that's moved relatively quickly in some respects since Everton first started that conversation with Manchester City.
Active for Baleba, and also try to understand if they can really make it happen or if it's going to be impossible because Brighton still have no intention to reduce their price tag.
Hello everybody and welcome along to Transfer Talk.
But the news we have tonight is that Manchester United are ready. And in the last 12 hours, we can confirm that.
Why do you think Fabian Hürzeler feels so confident?
They hold all the cards, Brighton. Carlos Baleba has got, Brighton have got the option to want to sell, of selling, and because of his contract situation. And I think also the price would be pretty prohibitive to Manchester United, and that would make it an almost impossible deal to do as it stands, because I'm sure we'll talk about it later about the number of players that Manchester United want to get money for because they want to offload. But I think Brighton will look at Carlos Baleba and £115 million. So why can't Brighton say, well, that's going to be our starting point with Carlos Baleba? As far as Manchester United are concerned, their focus clearly is going to be on the Premier League opener. We've
heard Manchester United over the last year tell us that they haven't got any money. Boo-hoo, look at us, everything's falling apart. We've had to make all these cuts off the pitch. Yet we see them this summer bringing Cunha, bringing Wemo, and now bringing Sesko. So do they have money left to bring in, say, a Carlos Baleba, who they've been linked to? But we're talking like 80 to 100 million?
No, they haven't got the money right now is the short answer to that. They've been able to do the Sesko deal really because of money that they perhaps didn't think that they were going to get this summer. They've managed to get Marcus Rashford out on loan to Barcelona quicker than they thought. That's a saving of around €40 million a year. They've been lucky with some of the sell-on clauses as well. They weren't expecting Anthony Elanga to move from Nottingham Forest to Newcastle for 55 million. That has generated another 5 or 6 million in terms of a sell-on clause. So with all the different clauses that they've managed to receive, they've generated around about sort of 20 £21 million, which has allowed them to then go and reinvest in Benjamin Sesko. But really, right now, the well is dry. You know, they've signed Cunha, they've signed Mbeumo. Sesko will be the next one. If they're going to sign anyone else, if they're going to sign a number 6 or a goalkeeper, they're going to have to start getting players out. They're going to have to get Garnacho out, Anthony, Jadon Sancho, possibly Rasmus Højlund. If they can do that and raise, you know, maybe 90 to 100 million pounds, depending on what offers they receive, then there is a possibility that they may go back in for a number 6. Belieber is one of the players that they like, although that deal at the moment, United are considering that to be quite difficult to do just because of the fee that Brighton would demand. But if they can get those players out in time before the deadline, there is a possibility that United may bring in 1 or 2 more players. But I think the bulk of their business right now has been done. Their main aim this summer was to bring goals in. It was to redevelop their attack, and they've done that with Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko. Anything else, I think United will consider to be a bonus from here on in.
They brought in a number 6. When did they bring in Ugarte? Was it January?
Last summer, wasn't it?
Last summer?
Yeah.
60 million, something like that. Well, there's, you know what I'm saying? It's like just you're rushing out there, panicking, and players. Where's Julian Laurent?